Hi everybody, it's Alexa here from Once Upon a Chapter, and I'm here today to show you a recent haul of books that I picked up from Amazon. Johnny had quite a bit of books that he needed to order for his master's thesis paper, and since he was buying a bunch of books from Amazon, I kind of went ahead and went a little crazy and bought a little too many books, but here we are. So the first book that I have to show you is the newest book in the Black Dagger Brotherhood series, which is The Beast. This one is kind of like returning to like some of the original characters. So I kind of feel like some people are getting tired of it because, we had the king and it was about wrath, and now we're kind of going back and we have rage. So, but everybody's saying that this one was surprisingly really a great addition to the series after The Shadows kind of disappointed a bunch of people, that this one brought back what people really loved about the series. So I am super excited to get into this one. I'm surprised I haven't already read it, but I've been reading so many other great books that I guess this has kind of just been on the back burner for just a small amount of time. Along with that, the next book that I got was actually Richelle Mead's newest book, which is The Glittering Court. I really like her stuff. I'm almost done with the Vampire Academy series. I have also read almost the entire Succubus series. So I've read a lot of her books, and I own a lot of her books. So I'm really excited. This was one of my top looking forward to books for 2016. So I really hope that it doesn't disappoint. And a lot of these books are, of course, new releases. Another book that's not exactly new, but it was new in paperback, is The Blood of Olympus, which is the fifth and final book in the Heroes of Olympus series. I finally finished the Percy Jackson series, I believe, at the end of 2015. So now I am all set to start this new series. Now that all of them are in these nice paperback copies, I have the whole series now, and I can kind of just read it as I want to, which is kind of what I did with Percy Jackson. I kind of would pick it up, and then maybe I'd put it down for a few months, and then maybe I'd read like 2 in a row and then stop again. So depending on how these are going, I'll just kind of set my pace for that. So I'm really excited to have the last book in this series, so I could technically marathon the series if I wanted to. The next book I got was also a new release, and it is One With You by Sylvia Day. I think this is the fifth and final book in this series. It's the Crossfire series. I'm not quite certain on that. I don't know if she's planning any more, but I'm pretty sure that this was the last one. And I kind of feel like maybe at this point in the series, it should be the last one, because the series has gotten a little bit long-winded. Book 4 was kind of repetitive, and we went over a lot of the same things that we went over in books 1 through 3. So I'm hoping that if this is really the last book, that it wraps everything up, and we can really just kind of move on with where the storyline went and how the couple ended up being in the end. The next book I have is actually not a new release. It's a book that is a little bit older, but I've been hearing a lot of things about it, and that is The Theft of Swords. This is actually volume 1 of the, the Riyria Revelation series, and it has 2 books bound up together in this. So this is actually 2 books, so it doesn't seem as daunting when it's 2 books instead of just one at 700 and some pages or so. But a lot of people on book 2 have been talking about this lately, and I've been trying to get into some more fantasy reads, especially adult fantasy, not just YA fantasy. So I'm really hoping that this is a really great series, because there's also like a prequel series to this now that I think just wrapped up. So there's definitely a lot of books to this if you get invested in it. Another book that I got, which is, I guess, a newer release. It's not exactly the newest one, but it is the second book to the Red Queen series, which is Glass Sword. Originally, I said I wasn't going to buy this book because I wasn't completely in love with Red Queen, but then every time I just kind of wanted this from the library, they didn't have it, and I don't know, I'm kind of hesitant to read this one because I'm afraid it's not going to be any better than Red Queen was. But at the same time, I don't know, I just kind of have these really high hopes for it, and I just really want to read it. So, I don't know. So I guess this was kind of like an impulse buy. I don't know what my fascination is with the series when I didn't love the first book, but I guess I'm just really hoping that it gets better in this one. And then the last book that I got from Amazon is actually a book that I've been kind of hemming and hawing on whether or not I should buy it. It came out at the same time as Truthwitch, and I got Truthwitch from the library, and I tried to read it from the library, and I read, I don't know, a little bit over half the book, and it wasn't really doing anything for me. So I guess because this book came out around the same time, I was really just kind of like hesitant to be like, oh my gosh, you know, everybody was talking about this book and Truthwitch at the beginning of the year, and Truthwitch didn't do anything for me, and I DNF'd it, so, you know, what's the likelihood that this book's going to be any good? But, you know, I really want to try it, and I think it would be a little bit more up my alley, and it is Passenger by Alexandra Bracken. I am currently reading The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken, and I am enjoying it quite a bit. There's kind of like this darker, like kind of like dystopian feel to it, with kind of, you know, powers and things like that, and kind of having to survive even though you're just children. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like a setting of like maybe The Walking Dead, where it seems like everything around them is completely dead and the government's gone to crap, you know, and they don't really know what's going on. So I don't know. I'm enjoying The Darkest Mind so far, so I just really hope that I'll also enjoy Passenger. So that would be all of the books that I picked up from Amazon, with all the books that Johnny also bought, which are mostly just school books, so I really don't think those would be too interesting for you to see all of those. Boo! There's Johnny booing in the background about it. But that is everything that I got from Amazon. If you guys have read any of these books, go ahead and let me know what you thought of them. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great reading month, and that you also get some great books in your next book haul. Bye!